Good morning, Year 6. Welcome back to your reading lessons. Today is the 2nd of March, 2021. Let me just start sharing my screen so we can get straight into the lesson. So we're continuing on with our fables today. So we looked at the Miller's fable, which we'll continue to do today. And our learning objective is to find and copy, okay? So this is a skill that you've looked at before, plenty of times in the past, but we're just going to reinforce this information so that we truly know how to answer these questions when it comes down to it, okay? So our skill is retrieval today, to retrieve key information from a text, and the questions to use that: who, what, where, when, sort of list 2 or 3, any true or false questions, or find and copy questions, okay? So our steps to success are going to be underlining this key information in the question, scanning texts, looking for names, dates, and times, and looking carefully at how much information the question is really requiring you to give. So, as I said, we'll be looking at the Miller fable again. So we'll listen to it one more time. Remember, the text version of this fable is in the folder on Teams if you'd like to read along with it. I've also got it in this slideshow, so if you continue watching, you'll be able to find it there, okay? So I'll just get the video up and we can start listening. Okay, 6, so I've got the fable up now, so just have a listen for 4 or 5 minutes and then we will get on with some questions.
The Miller, his son, and the donkey. "Fetch our old donkey," the miller said to his son one day. "We're taking him to market. We need money, and we've nothing else to sell." The son ran to the stable where the donkey was kept. He threw a halter over its neck, and the donkey wasn't happy. "Grumpy old thing," said the son as he led the donkey out of the stable. "I'm not sorry we're selling you." "Oh, I'm not sorry either," brayed the donkey. "When was the last time you gave me a carrot?" "We won't ride him," said the miller. "It'll be easier to sell him if he's not tired." They led the donkey down the street towards the town. "Hey, you!" a man shouted suddenly. "Why don't you ride the donkey?" "That's what it's for," another man hollered. The crowd began to laugh. The miller hated to be laughed at. "Get up, son," he said. The son climbed up onto the donkey's back. "At least it's the smaller one," the donkey grumbled, as he felt the son's weight on his back. "Something to be grateful for, I suppose." But they hadn't travelled far before they passed 3 merchants, whispering and shaking their heads. "What is the world coming to?" the miller heard one of them say. "Get down, young man. Let your master ride the donkey." The miller thought he'd better do as they said. "Hop down, lad, and help me up," he said to his son. So the son climbed down and helped his father clamber up. "Hey, oh!" grumbled the donkey as the miller landed on his back. "What a lump! Worse than a sack of potatoes!" His back was hard and bony. The miller wasn't sorry when they reached the gates of the town. A group of girls were standing there, bags and baskets in their hands. The miller pulled on the donkey's halter. "Whoa!" he said. "Let the ladies through first." "Caw, look at that poor boy," one of the girls said, seeing the son lead the donkey, his father on top. "His master should let him ride too. Lazy thing." The miller was a bit cross, but he liked to please. "Get up behind me, son," he said. "What? Both of you at once?" the donkey screeched. "I'm an old donkey! Ee-oh!" "Look at that poor creature," a woman said as the donkey crawled slowly along the road, head drooping. "2 of them on his back, and one of them so big," said her friend. "They should be carrying it." "Yes, they're right," thought the miller, and climbed down. "Get down, son. We'll carry him between us." They tied the donkey's legs to a pole, the donkey slung between them. Now they know what it's like to be a donkey, carrying great loads all day, he thought as the miller and his son stumbled down the street. The townspeople had never seen such a sight before. They ran out of their houses to watch. Don't they look silly? They laughed. The donkey hated to be laughed at. He pushed and he pulled, trying to free himself. Slowly the ropes that bound him began to loosen. One more heave, he gasped as they stumbled up to the bridge. And with a final tug and a kick, he was free. Over the bridge he tumbled. Down, down, down he fell, splash, into the river below. He thrashed and he brayed, but there was nothing he could do. Ee-oh! Ee-oh! He cried. Ee-oh! The miller watched helplessly as his donkey was swept away. Silly me, he said, as he and his son trudged homewards. By trying to please everyone, I've lost my donkey, and now I've nothing left to sell.
All right, year six, well done for listening to that. I know it was just a little bit long, but that's okay. So let's get back to the PowerPoint. So as I said, today we're going to be looking at find and copy questions. Okay, so this is an example of what a find and copy question might look like. They're fairly basic questions that just require a little bit of scanning. But anyway, look at page 1. Find and copy one word which shows that the donkey isn't happy. Okay, so once again, as I said in our skills section, in our steps to success, we need to be scanning the text looking for information, but also underlining the key information in the question. Okay, so find and copy one word. Okay, the key is one here. I know that I've seen plenty of people answer find and copy questions. They won't notice that it says one word and they might write a phrase or something similar in there, and that just won't get you the mark. Okay, so as I've written here, this can change. It could end up being something like find and copy a phrase or find and copy a synonym. Okay, so it's not always going to be find and copy one word. It is likely to be a phrase as well. Okay, so find and copy one word which shows that the donkey isn't happy. Okay, so we'll straight away look at page 1, as it says. Look at page 1. So I've got the printout of the document here. So we're looking at page 1 and we're trying to find where the donkey isn't happy. Okay, so we're going to go scanning through the text and we're going to find where it says donkey. Okay, so it is quite a lot in this text, but we'll highlight here, fetch our old donkey. That's where he's discussing that the donkey is old. So nothing about unhappiness just yet. Okay, so the son ran to the stable where the donkey was kept. So more information about the donkey. And the donkey wasn't happy, it says. But is there one word in that small sentence which does tell us that the donkey isn't happy? Is there one word in there which is truly going to answer our question? None of the words in that short sentence will answer our question, so we have to keep looking, okay? And then it says down here, grumpy old thing, said the son, as he led the donkey out the stable. So the son has actually called the donkey grumpy, okay? So grumpy is definitely an adjective which we can use to answer this question, okay? So yes, we could use the word grumpy, which we know to mean unhappy, perhaps sad or moody, okay? So we would possibly put grumpy there. Now, there are a couple of options that you could choose. Sometimes there might be one or two words which would answer the question. So for perhaps grumbled would work, the donkey grumbled, showing that he's not too happy. Okay, so there are plenty of different things you can find within the text, okay? It's important that we scan. It's important that we scan the text, looking for these names. So I know the donkey didn't have a name, but we looked for donkey, didn't we? So scan the text, looking for names, dates, times, whatever it's asking you really, okay? And then look carefully, as I said, at how much information the question needs, okay? And as it says just here, it's one word, okay? And we'd underline that just to make sure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm simply just going to give you 10 find and copy questions to have a go at, okay? They're up here on screen now. This is on Teams as a quiz as well. So please go over to Teams and complete the quiz rather than answer these on paper. If you can't access Teams, then it's absolutely fine. The questions are here and I will put the answers on after, okay? So have a go at these questions and I will show the answer, or go to Teams. Okay, so your answers are on screen as follows. Well done for today's lesson, and I will see you tomorrow.